What's up, guys? Sean here. I go by Taylor Exchange on YouTube, and we have some sales to ship out on this Sunday. Weekend sales. We have 51 items to ship out for $1,271.58. Not a great weekend. An okay weekend, a survivable weekend. And I hope everything is good. I haven't ran the stream in a while. It's been a couple weeks. We've had Seth's first birthday. We've had the Bears on just a terrible season that throws the mood. And then we've also had a birthday party today to go to. So a lot of kids' birthday parties. Whenever you have a child, they have friends and things like that. And you know, we're gonna do it up, because something that I have realized making these lives, making YouTube videos, reading comments, getting engagement, like understanding what exactly am I doing? Well, before I used to think this was just about me, you know. I care a lot about myself, very conceited, let's do not get that mistaken. And I would think, you know what, I don't feel like doing this. Then I started to think, dude, there's hundreds and thousands of you guys out there who care about these videos. Like, you want a long live stream because maybe you're driving across the country. Maybe you're taking photos 20 hours out of the week or 10 hours out of the week, and you cannot get through it without listening to this guy talk about some sales. So we have plenty to talk about. I did sell a pair of shoes. We're getting into the shoe game. I buy probably 1 to 2 pairs of shoes, and I'm going for like $40+ shoes, like including shipping, maybe 50. You know, we try to get around there. So these almost made it. You know, it's whatever. I throw them in these tubs off to the side. They did not go in my actual like clothing storage, because a lot of times shoes just don't really fit right, you know. They're too, you know, anything over a men's size like 9 just doesn't fit in those 8x8x30 boxes, which a lot of you guys ask, what size boxes do I use? It's 30 inches by 8x8. They're the ones from Uline. They're kind of pricey. The shipping is where they get you on that. I don't know why, because I think the center is in, it's like Cooperstone or Coopertown, Texas, and the shipping is outrageous. And I guess it's because it's just a massive bundle of boxes, and they can't really, you know, it takes up a lot of space on the truck, so they're going to charge a pretty penny for it. Okay, yeah, hope everyone's doing good. The chat is not coming up on OBS unless just nobody said anything, which is possible. But yes, if somebody's out there, like, type something in the chat just to make sure it's right. OBS does have an update that I did not update. OBS is the software that I use to run these lives. It needs to be updated, but I wasn't going to run it right before the show. Yeah, it looks like everyone's just kind of like strolling in, probably doing your own thing, probably watching some football, getting dinner going. Don't really know who's playing tonight, but I'm so upset that the Bears lost, dude. They like totally blew the lead. It was unbelievable. We were up 12. We were up 12 against the Detroit Lions, and we handled the game, the majority of the game. And I think the coaching got too conservative at the end. Justin Fields played a great game. Anybody who says Justin Fields is trash and we should draft like Caleb Williams can just like leave the chat now. I do not need your negative energy in this facility. Now, I don't even want to get into the game. I mean, football plays a big part in me and my family's life, and there's a lot of emotions tied to it. We lost another one. So let's just ship some items here. I'm actually going to do this shirt first because I clicked on it first, and then we're going to pack the shoes up just because the shoes are a little bit different packing situation than a lot of the shirts. This is just a Ralph Lauren polo. About $20 shipped. You know, this one had some stripes on it. Not terrible. But, you know, you got to move them. A lot of interesting things happening in the reselling world. You know, I think stores are starting to kind of come to their senses a little bit on prices. I know some are crazy. I know a lot of you guys tell me, like, you know, $16 for jeans or like $9 for shirts at your Goodwills or whatever. And I tried to put that video out a couple days ago about like how to find other items and how to leverage like your skills to get cheaper items. I don't know if anybody really like took any of that in, or they just don't want to try that, because somebody said like there's no way I could do this full time, like my Goodwills are too expensive. Like, Goodwill's not the only place to get items to sell. It is probably the most convenient place, but it's not like the only way to find items. So I hope people understand that. And honestly, I need about 8,000 more people to watch that last video. So go and watch it a few thousand times. D Tanner says you should dumpster dive boxes. No. No, I would never do that. Okay, now it's not like I'm against diving into a dumpster. But like, have you seen my videos, like the one that says how to store 5,000 items? Like, you cannot dumpster dive to find specifically sized boxes to fit on those Husky racks. Like, I have 48 uniform boxes that fit everything proper. If I had a bunch of random boxes, like, I don't know, it'd just be like kind of an ugly looking, not functional, too slow of an inventory system. So it is good if you're doing hard goods. I think dumpster diving is a really good idea. Or if you have a wife like mine, you get tons of Amazon boxes because we're always buying stuff. So that is another way to get boxes. But yeah, I don't know. I've definitely, I remember seeing John, the Cincinnati picker, have like his little like grabber where he'd go in the dumpster and like use his grabber stick to grab like a bunch of boxes. I think it's hilarious, and it's super like, it's smart, right? I mean, it's a smart thing to do. All right, 1 for 1 on that. Yeah, I can see your messages. Like, I appreciate you guys saying something. Stay Home to Shop says, compared to 1 year ago, do you think your eBay experience has improved, declined, or stayed the same level? Oh my goodness, absolutely improved. I think if you stay in this game and you do not improve year to year, then you're getting kind of lazy. You're just not like even okay. Now let's try to establish what you mean by improved. You mean like more money, like more sales, because you can have a down year, or do you mean like getting better at the job? Because I think you should always be getting better at this job. Like I find new brands and items all the time, and I'm trying to make a list on a folder on my computer about brands that like are really, really sleeper brands, ones that I don't find much at all. And I'm not talking about just like, you know, brands online that like, I guess you can look online and find some, you know, you search the solds like I've done in a couple of videos, but I'm talking about like when I find it, I'm like, whoa, I had no clue the sell-through rate was this strong, or like it was, you know, a $30, $40 solid pickup. Because if you can find a lot of those, you'll make a lot of money too. But I don't know if you guys can hear it. My son is just like, he's like squealing. He's just like, just like making noise. Okay, here's a pair of shoes that I want to talk about. This is a Lukai. So these are leather, very new looking, and I think it was what's it called? Nubuck leather. So these are size 10s. They sold for $34.99 plus $8.99 shipping. Probably spent like $8 on these. I usually don't spend more than $20 on shoes, but a lot of times it's about, you know, anywhere from $5 to $10. These sold really good pickup, and it's funny. I want to talk about this. The profile picture is not like your standard like side of shoe, or they call it the 3/4 angle. I do it with both shoes. This one, the profile picture was the tongue. And the reason I do that is whenever I have 2 pairs of shoes to photograph, right? I only tie the laces on one shoe, and then when I go set them down, I have this one loose and I take this photo of the tag, but I have the laces untied because it's easier to flip the tag out, and then I retie it, but in the order of photos, that tag photo is first and then the profile photo. So I do have to manually move it in the listing, and this one I forgot to do, and it still sold for pretty good money. So this one is going to Minnesota, and how should we pack it? I'm going to tell you, we're going to put it in a flat rate envelope, the legal one, because we are monsters, and we take advantage of the flat rate shipping. I don't put these in bags either. I don't think people care if their shoes are in like a plastic bag or not. So. Let's see. D. Tanner says, BS, laugh out loud. About the boxes. Digging for all your boxes in the trash. Like, you find me, I mean, those 30 by 8 by 8 boxes, I have a total of 350 of them. So, like, if you could find that many in trash cans, like, let me know, because I'll go pick those up. Stay Home to Shop says, what is your next business goal? So, one of my, like, goals that I would like to do is get my part-time employee to full-time. I think I would need to pay her probably $40K a year is probably what I would need to pay her. And if you're an employer and you have to pay somebody $40K, you actually have to pay a few thousand more on your end for tax purposes. So it ends up being like 43, 45, I think. So that would be one of my like business goals, because then she could run eBay by herself pretty much. And then I would still have to source, which is like still a good amount of my week. But then I would have another, like, let's say 30 hours a week to do YouTube, social media. Another business goal that I'm actually building right now is I'm doing advertising for people. So I've been doing shorts to try to grow my Facebook business page, which if you're not following Taylor Exchange Facebook business page, we're at 3.9K followers there. And I've been making reels for different businesses. I think real estate is a good one. People who are selling houses, go there, film the house like creatively, use captions, have the realtor in the video, and then, charge them for the video. So that is something that I'm kind of doing. And then I'm also obviously doing like social media and trying to figure out ways to make more creative, enticing videos. I watch a lot of YouTube, and I mean, people just have good videos. And then some people don't really have great videos, but they have like tons of views. So it's very tricky to figure out like the ticket for that, like how to get people to watch and stay engaged. And I took your feedback. I put a little too many sound effects in that one video, so I'm going to dial it back, but it's a lot of fun to put a bunch of sound effects in a video. So that's why I went ahead and did it. But yeah, I realize a lot of people don't like that. D. Tanner says, why does Haggard have to look like fool's gold? Hagar? Are you talking about a brand or something else? I'm sure, Tanner, what you're talking about. Hagar? Fool's gold. Not really sure. I'm just what's up, man? How's it going? I'm doing good. The Bears, I wish they would have won. And here's the whole thing. It's like, are we just worried about Justin Fields improving? But no, you got to win games, man. You got to have come from behind wins, and I think our coaching is a huge problem. Okay. So $7.90 for the pair of shoes. I like selling shoes, man. I don't really like storing them, but I do like selling them. Stay Home to Shop says, how or could you sell Old Navy clothes on eBay? The only Old Navy clothing I've sold, I think, is the cargo camo shorts. The joggers may sell. The way you find if an item sells is you type in Old Navy men's in eBay, used, and then you sort high to low, and then you start narrowing it down, like Old Navy pants, Old Navy shorts, Old Navy shirts, Old Navy button-ups, and you try to figure out, is there any item that's selling for, let's say, over $20, including shipping, and then you figure out what exact ones. So I think we did this in a video. I have a video on my channel. I think Old Navy's in the thumbnail. And it's like, I think it's the Old Navy Chino Ultimate Slim Shorts or something. That one actually has like a little bit of sell. So you have to look through eBay, like look through the solds to figure out if that item has any traction, like any desirability. So a lot of people do it on the spot. I used to just do it in the thrift store. I never did it beforehand, but you can go a lot faster at a desktop. And, if you do that every night with multiple brands for a couple weeks, the problem is people don't want to do any like front load work. It's like if you want to learn something and be good at it, you have to put hours and time into it. You can't just like be good at it. I mean, I wasn't very good at this. It took me many years. Many years. Okay, maybe like a year and a half, but it took a while. ATL Flipper says, what's up? And what's up to everybody else? Dude, somebody bought a Dak Prescott shirt. I don't even know why you would buy a Prescott shirt, but I wanted to put a note and just be like a troll note or something, but I'm not going to. But I thought it was funny because he was struggling pretty bad. They beat up on the Panthers, though, which, I mean, even the Bears beat the Panthers, so. But, yeah. He did. I only sold it for like $12, so yeah, definitely don't pick up Dak Prescott shirts. It wasn't a jersey either. It was just a straight up shirt. It's trash. All right. This is a Hollister shirt. Hollister. I did have a couple really good sales. I'm not going to talk about the prices on every single sale because some of them are like in the range of like $15 shipped to like $25 shipped. And then some are like, in the 30s and stuff. So we'll talk about some of the better ones. But yeah, I was like, you know what, man? I need to get back on the lives. I got away from it. I'm telling you, I just got away from it. Don't know why. I do know why. Things just came up, I got the craziest haul today, like $500 worth of games for free. What? That doesn't even, that's insane. I wouldn't even consider that a haul. That's like just like a gift. Like you were gifted $500 and you just got to do like a little bit of work, dude. SCG Collectibles, the Detroit-Chicago game was a close one, wasn't it? Dude, Chicago, like, the score, yeah, I mean, the score was close, but, like, look at time of possession for that game. And the Bears had 4 turnovers that they got, you know, and then that Detroit gave up, and then we gave up 1. And we only scored off of 2 of those, and I think it was 2 field goals. And they scored a touchdown off of their only turnover they got from us. And it was a shame, dude. I don't even want to get into it, dude. I really don't. It was terrible. Brandon says, do you fill in all recommended item specifics? Let me see. Do you fill in all recommended specifics one listing? I'm sure you're talking about item specifics. I do the required ones. I don't do any of the recommended ones if I don't have to. The only time I would do it is if it's like Henley, I think you should put, if it's like a Henley neckline. But no, that's the trick. I do a trick. I say when in doubt, leave it out. Because, like, if you have a strong title that would have things that are in the item specifics, you don't need to double it up by putting it in the item specifics. That's just what I do. And you can go a lot faster. And then when you sell similar off your own stuff, if you have like a long sleeve button up shirt, it doesn't really matter if the shirt's that different. You just change the required ones, like the size, the color, the print. But if you have the same one, like I have a solid red like button up, just type in solid red button up or long button solid or long button red, and then it brings up a bunch of button long sleeves that are red and just sell similar, and then you almost just have to change the size and the title like brand, and then you just copy paste title, submit. It takes like 30 seconds. Like when I do all my listings, people say like people list slow and stuff. All my listings happen like late at night. Usually it's like 9 to 10 to 11, and I'll just sit there and I'll listen to a movie or YouTube or something, and I just like do all the listings because all the stuff's like in my store. There's nothing like crazy, you know. Like I have, I got something for you. Let's see. I've got this. So this is a paper mache pumpkin. This is the Choir Boy pumpkin, and this would take me probably like, I don't know, 5 minutes to list, not like 20 seconds. But yeah, so something like this would take me a long... This is crazy. Like, look at our face. It's like a splitting image choir pumpkin. So if you find paper mache pumpkin jack-o'-lanterns, like, they're candle holders, I think. And they sell for a lot of money. So that's like I think that one's like $75, but if you see some that have green on it, they can sell for like $400. It's insane. But anyway, that one would take me a long time. So if you're listing like 10 unique items that are like that, toasters, pumpkins, yeah, I can see your listings taking like 10 minutes, probably 5 to 10 minutes. But if you're doing clothes, you can list them in like a minute, you know, less than a minute. So the hired singer says more cowbell. He's saying that because I put so many sound effects in the last one, and he liked them, but a lot of people didn't like them. So, flannel, Eddie Bauer flannel, sold. I sell a lot of flannels, Henleys, thermals during the winter time, but I also sell a lot of summer stuff in the wintertime too, just not as much. Cody says Lions, baby. Dinner says Hager is a brand that looks kind of like a good brand on the rack, but it's common like George. Yeah. Is there 2 G's in Haggard? I think I know what you're talking about. But yeah, you're like, why does Haggard look good? There's a couple of them out there. One is Swiss Tech. Looks kind of like cool, I think. That one annoys me. There's a lot of them. I should do a video on that. What brands like just drive me nuts? What about the ones where it's like a high school, but they took the Patagonia print and they put their like Breckenridge High or some crap like that, and it has the Patagonia coloring, and you're just like, oh my gosh, like sometimes I want to just rip those shirts and like throw them back on the rack. But no, yeah, there's a lot of brands like that, and the reason they do it is because there's good brand, like they want to copy the good brands, right? So that's why they do it. It's very annoying, yeah. Key says, I used to sell shoes. I gave it up, man. They're a bit too slow for my liking, and I hate cleaning them. Yeah, I'm almost getting to the point where I'm not going to clean them at all. The problem is a lot of shoes where I thrift, they have marker on them and stuff, so it's almost like impossible to not. 123.82? What? Okay, here we go. It's weird. This shirt looks red because it's got red and blue plaid. It's a Wrangler Rancher flannel. But in the picture, it looks almost all blue. So I almost thought I didn't have the right item, but it is. So we are going to do flat rate in this one. Tanner says, what's the worst brand you wish you never saw again? That's a good question, man. Now, would this mean like the worst selling brand or just like the most annoying, like commonly seen brand that just doesn't sell? Because I guess that could be two different brands, but maybe even the same brand. Man, let's see. I want to say it's going to be something like, I don't know if it's Basic, not Amazon Basic, or like, there's like a Van Heusen, like Liz Claiborne for men, maybe. There's certain ones, Stafford for men, that one's pretty trash. There's a couple of them that are just like, I've never sold that much, but I say that about the Van Heusen. I actually got the vintage Van Heusen sweater. It's actually a good one. It's like $40. But yeah, I don't know, man, because a lot of it, it's like I go blind to it. Like I see it and I don't even comprehend it because I just know it's not like one of the brands that I sell. So I don't even acknowledge them much anymore. Almost like when you go nose blind to your dog smelling terrible and then your friends come over and you're like, dude, what? Your dog stinks. And you're like, no, he doesn't, man. He smells fine. And it's like you haven't bathed them since you got him. Not my dog. I bathe my dog, but during the winter time, I don't really bathe them much. I used to hose him outside. I'd hose him outside when it was like 40 degrees. But sometimes we put him in the tub, like the spare bathroom in that tub. But he's too big, man. Like he's just too much dog, and I'm too cheap to take him anywhere. So here's a combined order. Oh no, not yet. This is a pair of Joe's jeans. Joe's jeans. Average Joe's. Do you guys remember Average Joe's? It was one of the more ridiculous TV shows. They would put Average Joe's, just like regular guys, up against like buff dudes. It was like, I don't know if it was Average Joe's and like Jocks or Average Joe's versus something. But like, it's a dating show, kind of like The Bachelor or something, and they would have all these average-looking dudes, you know, and then they'd have these just like monster guys, and it's like, I think the Joes might have won one time or something, but like mainly the other guys won because it's like, you know, they're just like really impressive human beings. But I guess you could get some like meathead in there, you know, that just looks impressive but has nothing going on up there. I guess that could be possible, but. That was back in like early 2000s, I think. They had some wild shows. If you guys look back, like I like seeing some of the old commercial like meme stuff on Facebook or whatever. Like they're just like pointing out like, dude, they actually got away with saying this kind of stuff. Which I thought a lot of that stuff's funny, man. Like a lot of that stuff is hilarious to me. But times have changed, man. Times are changing. Sales are still okay, and it takes a village to make it on eBay, and the reason I said that is because, like, if you've been doing this, like, solo, no help, doing all the photos, all the listings, all the sourcing, I don't think I could have continued on this year without getting help doing photos. Like, I started last year trying to hire somebody, and it kind of worked out. I had to fire the woman after 5 days, but then I finally found Brandy, who's tremendous, and even, you know, if she moved or if something happened, I would still try to hire immediately. I would not just do this. It's too like boring, man. It's too laborious to do it all, you know? I don't know. So it takes a lot of people. This is a combined order. So I put both bags in one. They're both Ralph Lauren's. They didn't pay a whole lot. One of them was like a super old item and the other one was like a kind of old item, but they're all in for like, I think $38. Let me see. 30. Hold on a second. Total amount paid for the item plus shipping tax. Yeah, $30.23. So not a whole lot of money, but still nice to see it move. But yeah, D Tanner, I can't think off the rip like what's a bad brand. I mean, dude, there's so many trash brands. Like Port Authority. I don't know if I've ever sold a Port Authority anything. All right. Well, no, I take that back. If you find Port Authority that's like a uniform polo, but then has like BMW on it or something, those will sell. So Port Authority may not be the best one to say, but I don't know. Shein. Shein's pretty terrible. This one is over £1 and it's going to go priority. Sometimes if it's over £1, it'll go ground, but it has to be within, I think, 500 miles. I think. Something like that. My nose. Daddy, or wait a second. He says, yeah, I have YouTube up while I list. I'm listing right now. Heck yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. I usually do mine at the end of the day. Like, I'll do, I think I only have 25 photos left right now for tomorrow. But if I do them tonight, then that means tomorrow when I wake up, I just do like some markdowns and then I list the items and then I'm like done for the day other than shipping. And then when shipping's usually taken care of before lunch, the rest of my day I just focus on like making money, whether that's sourcing, doing advertising, doing more content, doing review videos, like doing different things to make more money in that second half of the day. That's kind of how I do it. So, but tomorrow I actually have to go sourcing. Dang, man. So I'm going sourcing tomorrow because Randy's working Tuesday. This is Thanksgiving week coming up. And then Wednesday, Seth, my son, has a half day at daycare. So I'm going to have to pick him up, which ideally they're doing, okay, so I don't know if you guys know this, but the Black Friday is a huge sales day in retail sales. Like most people who sell things do Black Friday sales. I think on Black Friday, all the thrift stores that I go to are having like a half off day. There's no chance that I'm going to the half off day during like a major type of holiday because that is kind of a holiday. People get that Thursday, Friday for Thanksgiving. The best time to go to those half off days are whenever everybody else is at work and they just have like a random half off day. They usually do 2 per month and one usually falls on a holiday on that month. So say it's February, one will be on Valentine's Day and then the other one will be like an off week. So those are the ones I need to go to and want to go to. But if you can go there the day before, which not Thanksgiving, but say like that Wednesday before Thanksgiving, then you can get all the fresh stuff off the rack, pay full price, but you will get the creme de la creme, the cream of the crop, the goods before the half off sale. You know, now you can make money with the half off items. Like if you find a Brooks Brothers flannel, you know, for $4, you're going to make some money. Or if you find a Brooks Brothers like casual size 2XL plaid for $4, you're going to make some money. But if you find it and it's full price at $8, you're probably not going to make money there. But if you find a full price like, I don't know, like a Roan commuter pants or something like that, ABC Lululemon pants for $8 or $12, like you can make money with those pants at full price, but you can't wait on them for half off because they'll probably be gone, you know. So anyway, those are 2 like ways to get items and to think about like sales that are coming up and how to attack them. If you're shopping from the rack like me, or you're one of those bins people that just, it's the bins, just spend a few hours at the bins. Gross. Let's see. And Daddy, I don't even know what I can say. I'm just calling you Judd, dude. Just call you Judd, man. What do you use to make YouTube thumbnails and how long do they take you? So it depends on which thumbnail you're talking about. The one that I took today for this video took like 5 minutes. So it's just take the photo, you change the lighting, adjust the I put the title, I put a back thing behind the title. Or not title, but the words on it. If the ones that have the blurred background, the way that those work is you can either take a photo of like the area that you're going to be standing in front of, and then you have that photo, and then the other photo is you in the photo. But then you can remove your person out of the photo, and then it creates like, sometimes it crops your ear off or something, but it'll create the outline. And then I put that glow behind it, but then you blur the photo behind. And I mean, that takes like 15 minutes maybe. It depends how like nice you want to make it. If you want to get like super creative with it and really like manually adjust the lighting, that can kind of make you look a little bit better. Yeah, thumbnails kind of like, they matter, but a lot of it, I don't know. It does matter a lot. It absolutely matters a lot, but I think title is a big deal too. So I don't know. I'm not too great at YouTube, man. I do need to put it like longer videos. So I think what I'm gonna do is more of like kind of like vlog-esque pulling items. So yeah, I can talk about some items and maybe throw a couple comps up, but mainly just kind of filling you in on how I'm managing my day and stuff. I think a lot of things that people don't see on YouTube is somebody's thought process behind how they run their day. Because a lot of people are doing this part-time, but whenever I was trying to transition to full-time, I was always wondering how much money somebody made in the day or how much money they made full-time. And then also I was always wondering like what their day in the life looked like. And then you started seeing like a bunch of day in the lives that were kind of like not great day in the lives. But I think that figuring out somebody's inner monologue about like how they're processing the day and things that come up, I think that's very important. So I'm trying to do more fitness as well in my life, so that helps clear up my brain. I feel like I get a burst of energy from energy drinks, and working out. Those are two things that get me like kind of juiced up and like, very clear and like, ready to do things. Flippy Good says, hey, was wondering if you were going live today. Well, hey, I know I missed a couple. I do know I missed a couple, but yeah, we're live. We're here. We're doing it. And we got to keep shipping items. I got to remember to keep on putting the labels on these. We've got, I think it was like 50-something items. So it's pretty slow. Today's been a slow sales day. But that happens. It happens sometimes. 16. This is Johnston and Murphy. Not a great one, but it does sell. It's quarter zip. He says, I can tell you with me, video games, I wish I would never seen Connected Ventures again. Would rather see sports games than that game, yeah. That game is pretty mass produced. Connected Ventures. Didn't it come with the system though, or something? Is that what it was? It's like one of the freebies. Oh my gosh. Jesus. Miss. This is another quarter zip. This is a Roan quarter zip. I think there was a flaw on it. Didn't sell for that much money. Dun, dun, dun. But it sold. Let's see. Judd says George has to be one of the worst brands. It's pretty bad. I don't know if I've sold George before. I do not know if I've sold it before. Wesley says, have you ever tried out Depop? I started reselling clothes 3 weeks ago and have 75 sales on Depop. Thinking about possibly doing eBay as well. No, I've never tried Depop. Never tried it. There is a new platform I'm going to try though. I'm not, I haven't really figured it out. I'm not fully invested in it, but when I am, I'll let you know. And let you know how it goes. Let's see. Tanner says, I'm horrible at naming the color on a listing, especially when pants are greenish, brownish, etc. Do you have any color wheel paint sample cards to match color with the clothing recommendations? Yeah, Tanner, I actually had the same problem yesterday. I was listing items in like with blues. I can't tell if it's black or blue sometimes, like navy blues. So what I thought about doing was having Randy have a card. So when she's doing photos, she takes a photo of the card that says blue or black or orange or red or whatever it is. So then I just see that photo and I'm like, okay, this is a blue one. Because what I have to do is I go back to storage and I look at the item physically before I click the color. And that takes a lot of time because it's not just the time it takes to stand up and go do it. It's the mental time of like stop listing, go to the warehouse, find it, come back. Now I got to start listing again. Like it's hard for me to just like switch task and go back quickly to working. So yeah, I think I'm going to either have her do a card. I think. I just don't want to like, then she may start doing it on too many items that don't need it because I can see it. That's the other problem with it. So it's like you create a solution, but then you create a more work for your employee. And then you also create like, it takes longer. So you're losing money when things take longer, so I do sometimes, I take sets of photos, like say an item, like a cool pair of pants, right? Has on the inside, it'll say like Radical or whatever, and it's the model and it has all the stuff on it. Before Randy had never seen that, she didn't take that photo. So instead of me going to the warehouse and taking the photo, like not on a backdrop, but just somewhere on the ground or something, I would take that set of photos and put it in a folder, and I called it my knockout list. And I would title that folder like needs model photo. So then I'd have like 10 things on my knockout list that I knew I needed to knock out. So then I just batch that. The problem is then you never get to doing that. But that is one way to kind of like consolidate your little errors and then go do them all at the same time rather than switching a task that you're doing fast to slow down and correct it. So that's one thing I've thought about. Tara says meathead. Or is it Tara? I never know if it's Tara or Tara. Yeah, meatheads. These guys I watched that list, The Tape Never Lies. That's a Chicago Bears podcast. Well, they're more like a YouTube channel. They do all kinds of stuff. They talk about like meathead fans. Those are the fans that are just like don't understand. Like they just know the surface level stuff in football. And there's like, oh, like, I don't know. Meathead fans, though. Yeah, that's good. I did forget to do one thing. So one thing I forget to do, because I have so many listings that I wait to ship on Sundays, I forget to go to eBay bulk shipping and try to see if there's any combined orders. Because eBay doesn't always combine the orders. And it's a huge annoyance for me. Because sometimes people buy 2 items or 5 items. And it doesn't show up. So, like, how do I know? So you go to combined order, or you go to eBay bulk labels or whatever. And I don't buy them in bulk. I do them one at a time. For me, it's a lot easier. I used to do it in bulk. I tried it a couple times. And it's cool to get, like, a video of all your labels coming out and post it on Instagram and all that. But I'm not about it anymore. I don't care about that. I just try to make sure I don't mess up when I'm shipping them. The Hired Standard says commercials were funny because Gen X didn't get offended by every single thing that happens in a day. Yeah, I wonder if it was the generation above it though. Oh my goodness. Hang on a second. No. That's weird. They printed out like an extra half or something. Wasn't it the generation in front of Gen X that made the commercials though? Like the main people? Maybe they thought Gen X was doing a bunch of like dumb stuff, so they're like, let's make this as dumb as our audience is, and then they made them dumber. But I get what you're saying with the whole like offended thing. Let's not get into that, but that is a thing. I mean, there's a lot of sensitivity going around these days. 162.08. This is going to be RLX. Man, a lot of these first sales are like, they're all like 20, they're like $18 to like $22 sales, including shipping, all of these. So there's a lot of them, which is the goal, to get a lot of sales. So whenever something's 8.2 ounces with the bags that I use, plus the poly bags, which I do have to mention, man, I should have mentioned this earlier. So I mentioned Jiaropack in every one of the lives, and I do a commercial with them, pretty much like an ad read, during the month. Now, if you've never ordered from Jiaropack, you can use code Taylor10, you get 10% off. If you've already used that code for 10% off, you cannot get 10% off again. Not me, did not do this, so take it out on Jiaropack. Now, they do have other promotional things, like you get on their email list type stuff, and then you can get like discounts when you order X amount of money worth of labels. But yeah, they changed it up. I really apologize for that. I'm not switching off of them just because I still don't know if there's anybody that's better out there. Jiaropack does colored poly bags and bubble mailers. But yeah, if you've already used the 10%, you can't get it again. They told me that this month, and I was I was caught off guard. Let's just say that. I was caught off guard. But anyway, the reason I brought that up was because with the poly bag and the liner, like the clear poly bag, or the clear bag, if it's 8.2 on the scale and you take out the clear bag, then it goes under 8 ounces. So that saves you like $1 or something. And, oh man, it saves you like $1. This thing is like, my Rolo, I was thinking about getting a second Rolo. I'm probably at like 25,000 labels or something like that with this Rolo. And I need to have a backup in case something bad happens. But yeah, it's, I have this box here. This is just like an old box. So all these labels, all these bags right here, every single one of these was one that I took out of a sold item. So if you look at that, every single one of these saved me like $1 on shipping, and that's a lot. So, and then you can just reuse those bags. Now I don't do it every single time, but like that's one little hack or whatever to save money on shipping. Just because, you know, like this is what really drives me insane when I see people on like shipping, right? I don't watch a lot of resellers, but when I do see people using the bubble mailer and not this flat rate envelope, you're losing 70 cents every single time. And then if people say, oh, it's just 70 cents, I ask them, if you saw 70 cents on the ground, like walking, that's 2 quarters, 2 dimes. Are you stopping to pick it up? You see the silver on the ground. Now, if I see a couple pennies, yeah, you know, I may not pick them up. But if I see any silver on the ground, come on now. So when I see people putting them in, oh, I like the bubble, or it's cushiony like a pillow, or it's like, oh, this is better. Like, give me a break, dude. You should be using that one because it's the cheapest method. Like, no customer has said, I really wish you would have put it in a padded mailer. Like, it never happened. Never happened. And I've sold a lot. I've sold a lot more than a lot of people. And I've never had problems. But I do sell just clothes and shoes. So it's not like I'm selling hard goods. But if I was just doing a hard good, I wouldn't put it in a padded flat rate envelope anyway. I'd put it in a box, you know. Or like a lot of bubble wrap. So, Tara says Costco brands, LA, LM, yeah, laugh. What is it? Laugh. Yeah, I don't want to say cuss words here, but yeah, because I don't want to get demonetized. Like, we're trying to make money with this stuff, you know? But yeah, I get it. Costco brands, terrible. Terrible. They ruined Orvis. If you guys know, the old Orvis, vintage Orvis is good, but the new Orvis is not because it's sold at one of those big box stores, which I think it's Sam's or Costco, one of those. They ruined it, man. They devalued it. Bunch of scrubs out here wearing cheap Orvis rather than the good stuff. Nate from We Are Family says, thrift store sales are a waste of time. I'd rather pay full price for good stuff. Exactly. Good afternoons. Good the afternoon after a sale when they restock. Yeah. So I would say yes and no. I mean, I think if you're really skilled and you know a lot about like your margins and stuff, I mean, a big chunk of my success is on half off days. I mean, I can go to Dallas on the half off days and get like 200 to 250 items in one day. And it's a long day, but 200 to 250 items that profit $7 in one day, like that's a killer day. So it's, you know, and I've talked about it before. Like my credit card that earns points on shipping labels, it's separate than my other one for actually shopping. That one makes me 3% on labels. So this year, I don't know what the exact tally is, but I know it'll be over $50,000 in shipping labels, and that's $1,500 in points. So that's pretty good. And that's the volume game, you know? Let's see. This doesn't let me like scroll up very easily. There we go. Sweet Girl for You 247 says, half off days at Salvation Army is amazing. I never go during crowds. Everyone throws everything on the ground and it's chaos. Yeah, whenever the doors open there, it is pretty rough. But yeah, half off is half off. I mean, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good. Most of the time it's decent for me. Here's a Wrangler Rock 47. This is a Pearl Snap. Did decently well. $25. What do y'all think of the colors, huh? Colors okay? Everything look good? I got this light here. I was thinking about not doing it. You see that difference in lighting? Watch. See, it's very subtle. Very subtle. Don't know how much it matters, but sometimes you get a little too, like, in-depth on the lighting stuff. Like, I got this one with the dimmer. It's all the way dim, but you can, like, brighten it up. Like, look how it changes. Ah! So, yeah. I do want to buy a new... This is called the key light, I think. Is it the key light? I think it's called your key light. And there's one that I want to get. It's like $170, though. And then you got to buy, like, this other thing for it that's, like, I think $70. Or maybe it's, like, $175 and the other thing's, like, $115 or something. It's a lot, but it's much more impressive than what I'm doing now. And I'm debating on doing it. Key says, why are you hating on Ben's people? I don't know. I just think it's hilarious. I do it all the time. It's a different breed. It's a different breed of humans, you know? That's all. I'm friends with some of them. Like, I'm not, you know, I'm not like I'm understanding of them, you know? Absolutely. They're hustling, right? They're hustling just like we are. Like, some prefer the racks, some prefer the bins, some prefer garage sales. Some people only buy pallets, you know? There's those people too. So, somebody asked me recently, and I tried talking to them about it. They said, have I ever bought pallets, new pallets, like new goods? You see daily refinements buying it. You see like that young 18-year-old girl on Instagram that's like already sold over $1 million in sales on whatnot. Like, there are people doing this at different scales, and they're like, I think they're asking me, like, what would you do if you had like a few grand to throw down, like to invest? And I was like, I wouldn't even know where to get one of those. I wouldn't know how to process it exactly. Like, I wouldn't know where to store it. I wouldn't know. There's so many things that get to that point, but then there's no real. It's very hard to find that happy medium. Like, if I could say, take my $2,000, bring me, let's just say 400 items in one neat pallet, and they're all profitable. Like, they'll all make money. Like, that doesn't exist from my understanding. Now, it may be out there. And then I think if it does exist, then to find that deal, I think, is a very difficult thing. And then the person that has that deal, that has that opportunity, they may not want $2,000 from you. They may want $20,000 from you. And that is a tough thing too. So I don't see more money making this job grow faster. I think it's time. I think it's studying the brands and then studying how to acquire inventory different ways. Tanner says, your shipped order free throw percentage to that box is like 90%. Dude, you're talking about like all the misses over there. Yeah. Sometimes I'm on a roll, but I've missed quite a few. Usually if the Bears play better, I usually throw them a little better, but they have been not playing up to snuff. Here's an Oakley polo. I've been really leaving Oakley polos, and then every time I do that, I sell one for like $25. So I don't know if maybe it's just the new ones that are selling well, but a lot of these are barely making it, and it makes me not want to pick up Oakley. But like I said, their board shorts sometimes do fine. Like their cargo chino, or not chino, but cargo like golf shorts are really good. There's certain pockets of profit in Oakley for sure, and the polos are not really cutting it, man. He says, I'm a content creation coach. Hit me up for content advice. I probably need to. Sometimes I think I don't do enough exciting things, like with my day-to-day. It's like just a little too routine for people, you know? Just a little too consistent. Would you ask real estate agents to give you funeral estate sale clean out homes that you could haul? So the thing about that is you have to provide something to that person. Like if you're talking about cold calling real estate agents for you to find funeral home estate sale cleanouts, like talk about like, I don't want to say ballsy, but talk about like, dude, you gotta have some stones to do something like that. Cause it's kind of, now you're getting into that, like people already hate resellers enough, but now you're getting into like, yeah, are they gone yet? So I can scoop up their stuff for cheap. Like that's not really the way to go about it. I don't know if there is a great way to attack the recent death market, if you want to even call it that, because I think most of the time that goes to estate sales, right? They market that. Estate sale agents do have opportunities with cleanouts because there's houses that get foreclosed on, and they like usually banks. Okay, so my neighbor did this, Chris. Shout out to Chris. He did cleanouts of houses from, I think he got them from a bank though. So like the bank forecloses on somebody, the house needs to be cleaned out. They go to a handyman, somebody who can either make repairs or clean it out, and then you have all this stuff, right? So I don't know if real estate agents also have like that type of list or whatever, but you can go that route, I guess. I wouldn't. I want the real estate agents so that I can create videos for the houses they're listing, and then maybe they can get them sold with my help in my video. That's what I want to do. Now, if they like, hey, you sell clothes, I found somebody, that's a little different, right? It's not like, I just don't think I would have the stones to ask, man. Not that I'm like, not like I couldn't do it. Like I absolutely could do it. I don't know if I would want to, you know. I'm not hurting that bad for inventory. It's wild though. Packing orders too, but it's Monday morning here. Nate on the other side of the world. Here's a good sale. I don't know if you guys have seen this before. This is the Carhartt cargo camo pants. You can see the button says it. Carhartt, well, barely. Let's pull that out. These are pretty cool. I had these listed at like $59, I think. And then they like went down in price. So they went down in price, and then somebody sent me an offer of $33 plus the $9 shipping. So that's right at what, $42, and I was like, yeah, let's roll with it. Now that hunting season is in like full effect, you're gonna want to be picking up camo, and you can pick up a lot of different camo. It does not have to be like Redhead. If you've seen that brand before, you can pick up that camo. There's a lot of camo out there that absolutely will sell. Obviously, the better the brand. Like if you find Polo Ralph Lauren cargo camos or just camo, that stuff's good. T-Air-A says, are you colorblind? I'm not colorblind, but it's very hard to see sometimes. And women actually see more colors than men. That is a thing. So, just because your gender is superior in that aspect doesn't mean you need to poke fun at people who can't tell the difference between navy blue and black. And it's not in person, even though sometimes in person it is hard. But I'm talking about like on the computer screen. Like, and luckily my monitor versus my Mac, my MacBook, like sometimes you can see subtle differences. Usually I try to zoom into the thread of the photo. So like the collar will have like a thread. I zoom into the threads, and you can see the threads more so than the patterns. And usually that's what I lean on when I'm doing something like that. And, you know, most of the time it's good. The T area, yeah, that's pretty much it. I have a friend that's colorblind. It's hard to believe if someone's colorblind, though, right? Because you're like, dude, you can see, right? And they're like, no, I'm colorblind. I can't tell reds and greens or whatever. And you're like, really? I mean, are you sure? And the reason people are skeptical is because they don't have the problem, right? They're like, oh, I can see him. You can see him too. They're like, no, dude, like, I can't. And you're like, no, you can. And they're like, no, I can't. And it just goes back and forth. So, trying to make it through this box though, man. This is a good one. Mainly because it's one of my more favorite Ralph Lauren plaid prints. This 100% is Ralph Lauren. And I've seen this multiple times, like dozens of times. This one was a 3XLT, and it sold for $22.81 plus $8.99 shipping. So really good on the 3XLT. It's right at £1 too. Dang. Let's see. I watched Toy Story with my son today, and I think he thoroughly enjoyed it. I do. Pixar figured it out, man. They figured it out. They learned how to hack the little kids' brains, you know. They're just glued in. And I think it's because we were on a little bit of an animation kick. My wife and I watched Elemental last night. And Jesus, that movie, I mean, it's so bizarre, like how they did it. I don't know. There's so many things they could have done better, but they did do a lot good. There was a lot of stuff I liked about it, but I don't know. Just the messaging. There's always so much messaging and stuff, right? Is that Spanish name? It's in Achilles Beza Cabez. What kind of health, dental, vision insurance do you have? I've been happy working full-time reselling, but I never thought what to do about losing all my employer benefits. Are you saving for retirement? Well, it's definitely something you'd want to think about before going full-time if you are in need of health. Like, I'm a little annoyed with doctors and like health insurance and stuff like that, mainly because it just seems so ridiculous, man. So expensive and so like hard to get answers quickly, and then it's always somebody who wants to like pass the buck to somebody else, and they never want to just like give you the answer or take ownership of the problem. So my wife, she works full-time for the city, and we get insurance through her. So whenever she added me on, I think it was an additional $325 a month for that. And then I think we pay $30 a month for dental, probably. So it's a little pricey. As far as like saving for retirement, I have a Roth IRA that I put money into, but I don't max it out right now, just because I'm kind of skeptical on the whole compound interest and money stuff like that. I mean, I suppose it works and stuff. I just know there's such swings, and then it's like depending on when you're pulling it out, it can stink, right? Like if you're in a down time to pull it out, and that's like your window to pull it out. My belief is, even when I'm older, the amount of money that I've acquired through my working years, like, you know, the next 30 years pretty much, I'm going to have enough money to where I don't really need to worry about retirement. I'm going to have multiple vehicles of income, and then I'm also going to have like ideally rentals or just some type of a little bit of quasi-passive income. So I don't stress about it. I don't think I don't see myself like retiring and just turning the switch off and just like sitting on the beach sipping drinks, you know. Like I don't think, like, I already feel retired. I mean, most days I just kind of do what I want. Like, there's things I have to do and there's things that I need to plan to do. But, like, I guess now that I have a son, like, a lot of stuff revolves around him, you know, and of course my wife and her schedule. But say it was just me and my wife, right? And we had all the money we ever needed. A lot of it would just be like, all right, well, what do you feel like doing? It's like, oh, I feel like doing this. It's like, well, that's the kind of stuff I can just do anyway, you know? But I'm a pretty simple person, too. I don't really need a lot of things to be happy. Yeah. 7. You ready to eat and stuff? Okay. It's almost time to eat, folks. I'm going to read through a few more, and then we'll get out of here. But yeah, as far as retirement goes, I don't think it's... I look at money a little different than other people, I think. Let's see. Yeah, we're a bit behind here. Key says, I just switched to bulk because it's easier for me. I write the customer's name on the package after I pack it. Yeah, I don't want to have to write anything, but I get you. My postal worker said he wouldn't take my packages anymore unless I had a manifest bulk shipping label. Asked to talk to their postmaster and see what they say. Put some pressure on them. Angel, we're going to block you for rooting for the Lions. Shanna says, I got an amp for free, sold it for $200. Wish those were every day. So yeah, I wish I saw that too. Reseller Tom, cowboy emoji. What's up, man? Happy to see you in. Nate says, clothes are padded people. Clothes are padded people. Gem Drop says, Rolo is giving me issues nowadays. It's glitches like on a shipping label. It jams of the USPS party mail label or the USPS ground portion of the label. Interesting. Yeah. Sometimes you have to clean them though, Gem. Like I've had to clean mine multiple times. The paper dust ends up clogging the roll and things like that. Fun Boy says, what is good to buy in large quantities if you have the money? What's with these nut bags trying to sell a so-called haunted doll for $4,000? I don't know, man. I source items individually, so like I just find them when they come up. Large quantities of items, you just want to buy stuff that is good and that sells. So it's like you got to find that, you know. I don't know about $4,000 haunted dolls. Nate says the bins look hideous and people drag their kids there. So gross, wrong. Yeah, I don't know if it's really wrong, but it's definitely not sanitary compared to other places for sure. Funboy says might have to travel for a pallet. Yeah, I looked into traveling for a pallet. I'd have to drive to Houston, which is pretty far for me. So, and that's like, I didn't even iron it all out, but I just didn't want to do it. Droopy says, enjoy your videos, primarily into antiques, art, etc., but thought I'd give clothes a go because of the ease of shipping. Found 2 nice Peter Millar shirts earlier. Recalled that you sold some of them. Yeah, I've sold a lot of Peter Millar. There's different models of their polos that sell really well. He says, speaking of 18-year-old girl, shout out to me introducing me to Taylor Bell. I started a second channel and she completely changed the way I film my content there. Dude, I know. She's fire. She's really good. Funboy says, oh, no questions getting answered. Better leave by. Well, you got some questions answered, but you're probably, just kind of like struggling, I guess, trying to figure out how to do this. I get it, dude. A lot of people out there are having trouble, but there's no amount of money and there's no amount of like quick fix answers to make a successful business on eBay. There just doesn't exist. Don't get me started on board shorts. They cost me so much new, but resale market is nothing on most of them. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. What kind of health, dental? Did I already answer that? I already did. You asked it again. Oh, you asked your question 2 more times. Yeah, I already answered that. It's called color deficiency. I have it another summer. You're talking about color blindness? Yeah, it sucks. Sorry to hear it. I have issues seeing past small stripes when taking photos. I like small stripes. Polo shirts, but I can't focus on stains. The patterns really bother my eyes. I can see that. New England Betty Boop. Lissetti says, hello, Sean. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you. Retirement equals stop buying and slowly selling out. No, I mean, I don't know. I just don't see myself like stop working, you know? I don't know. I feel like I would just have people work for me and I would just be like the boss that doesn't, like I'd have a manager running stuff and I'd just be like the owner making money and not really doing much. That's kind of how I would see it. The Lady Hustle says, hello, glad to catch a live. Glad to have you in. We went a little later today. You were talking about padded bags for clothes. Clothes are the padding. Oh yeah, no, clothes don't need padding at all. I'm talking about people using the padded flat rate envelopes. Just too expensive. Yeah, exactly. Lissetti helping out with the Rolo having issues. And then the Lady Hustle says, I agree with the doctors. Came from Honduras and the doctors over there are far better. Don't care about lawsuits. They really want to help people. Interesting. Okay. Well, hey, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and maybe we'll go live next week and I'll have a video out. I'm going to think of something and enjoy the Thanksgiving dinner. If you guys celebrate that, I know I will. I'm pretty excited for it. It's one of my favorite holidays because it's football